are one of those rare guys who play all three formats. How difficult it is.
If I look at my own body, it gets really sore when you're playing cricket, especially all the different formats, because it requires different things from your body. Technique is one side of it, mental is another side of it. But if you purely look at the guys who are successful in T20 cricket, their techniques look so different to the guys who play successful 4-day cricket, and that's what the special players like AB de Villiers, Virat Kohli, they get that right consistently. They find a way to adjust their game.
How different cricket in US is, and as you have spoken about, you'd love to see more US cricketers coming through the ranks. If you could talk about own experience of playing with the local lads who are there. Mostly they are diaspora, the Indian diaspora, the Pakistani diaspora, South African who are there. So how is the cricket culture there overall?
The cricket culture is quite strong. I think most of the local guys come from cricketing nations, and they move across to try and make a cricketing career here. Quality of the local players are actually really good, and across the board. I mean, in our team, Abi, Amshi, some of the South Africans that have come across and become USA cricketers, they're really strong cricketers, and I think that's why the league is so competitive. And even if you look at the top wicket takers, some of the top run scorers, they're from America, represent USA, which is a really promising sign, I think, for the league and for the cricketers in this country. And hopefully they can produce more and get more local guys that are born and bred through America to play the game. Because in the end, that's the point of it all, is to get American people involved in the game and exposed. So you kind of hope that it keeps growing, and as good as the marketing is, American sports in this country is they're so loyal to their own. So it's like a barrier you have to break. But I think that barrier is starting to slowly but surely be broken.
Nowadays, cricketers playing all three formats is a rarity, and you are one of those rare guys who play all three formats. How difficult it is going to be in the future? Let's say Wiaan Mulder, who represents in Test, plays ODIs and T20s and the leagues. How difficult it is going for the players?
I saw a quote from Ashwin a couple of days ago, and he actually said that T20 cricket should be like a different game to ODIs and Test cricket, and to an extent I agree. I think your skill sets have to keep growing in T20 cricket. The way people are playing in T20 cricket at the moment is there's not a lot of room for being predictable and that type of thing, which in 1-day cricket and 4-day cricket, being able to bowl top of the stumps, that type of thing is really effective. So I think I noticed in my own game that in T20 cricket, there's a couple of weapons I need to add to my armory as a bowler. And as a batter, similar thing. You look at an innings that Rovman Powell played last night. That is pure hitting. That is not something you really do in 1-day and 4-day cricket. There's an element of batsmanship that comes in ODI and 4-day cricket, where what Rovman did last night, not many people can do in the longer format. So to play all three formats is really difficult, and I think you kind of understand why so little people do it, and actually be consistently successful in all three. I don't think there's many that has got that right. So I think you will have to choose going forward. Your body, I mean, just if I look at my own body, it gets really sore when you're playing cricket, especially all the different formats, because it requires different things from your body. Your body gets sore and uncomfortable. So I do think in the long run, people will specialize even more than they are right now. And it's so hard to stay away from T20 cricket because of the money you make. But 4-day cricket is always there for the enthusiasts of the game. People who love cricket itself will always lean towards Test cricket as your favorite.
Generally, people say when you're playing T20 cricket and when you move to white ball to red ball, you have to make some trigger in your batting, in your bowling. There's so much technical adjustment. But it's the first time I'm hearing, like, if a purist, if someone who has played a long 4-day cricket or 5-day cricket, and then he or she is suddenly jumping to the T20 game, I'm sure there must be a lot of technical changes, triggers, the movements, as you rightly mentioned about yourself, that you want to add a couple of things in your armory. I mean, is there technical changes in T20 as well?
Technique is one side of it, mental is another side of it. But if you purely look at the guys who are successful in T20 cricket, their techniques look so different to the guys who play successful 4-day cricket and to an extent 1-day cricket as well. So there's definitely technical changes that has to change, that has to happen to be consistently successful in all formats. And that's what the special players like AB de Villiers, Virat Kohli, to an extent, they get that right consistently. They find a way to adjust their game to the different formats. And even someone like Bumrah, his skill set is just so adaptable in the different formats. But technique is a big part of the game, and it's a part that is consistently changing no matter what format you're playing, to try and find the edge to be better and compete and win games. Because in the end, that's what it's about, is trying to find a way to impact the game.
Is it a good thing for an all-rounder, that impact player rule?
The impact player rule, it removes my main attributes, which is batting and bowling and bringing balance to teams and being able to be dynamic and adaptable in the game. I think the impact rule is awesome for fans, in my opinion, because I mean, you can get 200 at any stage of the game. Guys just keep batting until 9. I think I watched the game where Venkatesh Iyer walked in at 9 and got 50 or 25 balls or something like that and ended up winning the game. So the impact rule is definitely a good thing for fans and probably for the commercial side of it. But as a cricket player as well as an enthusiast, for me, it's the cat and mouse about the game that makes it exciting, in my opinion. So having the impact sub kind of takes a bit of that cat and mouse away. It becomes a one-way street. So that's how I see it. Has it worked in the IPL? I definitely think it's worked. It's created so much freedom for a lot of players to just go and play, and bowlers has to be super accurate. But I think in the end, for me, I'd prefer if it wasn't there. But yeah, that's my opinion.
I have asked this to multiple, South African cricketers. I mean, you guys have a culture like that. You don't only play one game. There are so many games going on in this school. I mean, Kwena Mafaka was a hockey player. I mean, there's a story about AB de Villiers that he has played so many sports. But yeah, I mean, how this culture help you guys to become a competitive, individual in a professional sport, and how many sports have you played?
I played so many sports: tennis, rugby, cricket, golf. We all play a lot of sports. I think school sports in South Africa is a really big part of our schooling culture, and we all love the game, love the different games and the competitiveness of sport. And as a young kid, you always get encouraged to play as many sports as possible, and trying to enjoy it as much as you can, because it's almost a culture in the schooling systems at home. It definitely benefits all of us. I think it makes us competitive. It makes us better athletes. And I think if you look at a lot of South Africans, they're pretty good athletes all around. In all sports, we are pretty good. And I think that's definitely a competitive edge to an extent. People who specialize in sports from a young age, they get really, really good very quickly and extremely talented in that one sport. So whether that's completely beneficial in the long run, I'm not sure. But for me, it's just made me a better athlete, I think, and that contributes in cricket, because in cricket you've got batting, bowling, and fielding. So you need to be able to be as good of an athlete as possible. So I think it definitely benefits us as a nation and keeps us competitive.
South African cricket, the test team. So WTC, when there were so many questions were asked, South Africa is sending their B team, the C team, whatever. I went to New Zealand. Then you guys came here, defeated India. And you have been part of South Africa's test, very integral part of the side. How do you see this team going forward? And even across the format, it's a very, it is a championship winning side. Be it the white ball or the red ball, in test WTC you guys have won. Do you think going forward we'll see South Africa have different setups, different teams in different format and dominating, winning titles? Because that monkey is off the back foot, certainly.
I'd say of South African cricket, when we won the WTC, I think we had so many players in a really good space and who were impacting the game. I think if you looked at the amount of guys who got hundreds, the amount of guys who got fifers, there were multiple people who impacted the game. And if you look at the final, there was different people putting their hands up at different times. And I think that's what made our team so strong. And to be honest, I think a lot of it comes from the SA20, where we've exposed so many of our domestic players, so many people to international level cricket. And that's definitely had a massive positive impact on our cricket all round. Something that will carry on, I really hope so. I think there's definitely something moving in the right direction for South African cricket, and in the long run, I really hope we'll win more trophies and we'll be competitive in different formats. I think the big question is always, how are you going to keep your best players playing international cricket? I think the money you get offered to play in the leagues and stuff is so attractive for so many of our big players that to keep them playing international cricket with the schedules and stuff is really difficult. And you really need people to put your country first. And that's something we get right at the moment. But in the long run, is that something that's going to keep happening? I'm not sure. But I really hope so, because playing for South Africa let me put it this way, there's nothing like playing Test cricket. The way you feel, the team environment, like this is not much you can not many other tournaments you can replicate that feeling with. So what it will look like going forward, I don't know. I think international cricket will be played in windows eventually, and the leagues will be so important, because that's how you keep people coming back to international cricket. But the South African culture is really strong, and we love playing for our country. And if that can stay the priority, I think South Africa will always compete.